Bitcoin, the asset they said would fail, now the asset they can't live without for years, the global financial elite mocked Bitcoin. They laughed. They dismissed. They predicted doom. But today, those same institutions are quietly loading their vaults with the very asset they warned you about. This isn't a market cycle. It's a monetary earthquake. And the world is finally waking up to a truth Michael Saylor shouted long before anyone believed him. Bitcoin is not a gamble. Bitcoin is the lifeboat. One system is dying. A new one is being born. The legacy system, the one built on inflation, middlemen, corruption, and currency manipulation, is collapsing under its own weight. Every country is printing money faster than they can count it. Every bank is struggling to maintain trust. Every household is losing value the moment they save. Into this chaos steps Bitcoin, mathematically scarce, globally trusted, immune to manipulation, and backed by pure cryptographic truth. Not politics. Not governments. Not committees. Just code, transparency, and incorruptible scarcity. This is why the Bitcoin will fail crowd has gone silent. They are too busy buying. Sovereign wealth funds. Pension funds. Wall Street. They are all in. Behind the scenes, the world's biggest institutions are repositioning themselves for the next era of money. Times pension funds allocating quietly, times public companies converting treasuries, times governments building reserves, times banks offering BTC exposure after calling it dangerous, times hedge funds treating Bitcoin as strategic collateral. The truth is simple. Every power center on earth is now preparing for a Bitcoin-anchored future. Because Bitcoin isn't speculation anymore. It's global financial infrastructure. The India angle, the sleeping giant wakes up. India, with its massive population of savers, cannot afford to stay behind. While the West hoarded Bitcoin early, Indian investors were pushed into FDS, gold, and inflation-hit assets. Not anymore. A new generation is rising, sharper, faster, and financially aware. They know gold protects the past. But Bitcoin protects the future. If India wants to dominate the next era of global finance, it must embrace Bitcoin not as a tech toy, but as a strategic economic weapon. The final truth: you can believe the old world. Or you can belong to the new one. Michael Saylor didn't build his empire by listening to doubters. He built it by understanding systems before they collapse. And today, that collapse is visible everywhere. Times debt at historic highs, times currencies losing value, times banks struggling to stay solvent, times inflation eating savings, times governments quietly adopting digital reserves. Yet one asset stands untouched by corruption, inflation, and manipulation: Bitcoin, the purest, strongest, most battle-tested store of value humanity has ever created. This is not just another asset class. This is the next monetary standard. The ones who doubted it will tell you, we always knew. The ones who believed early will lead the future. The thumping closer they said Bitcoin would fail. Bitcoin outlived their predictions, outperformed their currencies, and outsmarted their systems. The old world is fading. The new world is forming. And Bitcoin is the bridge. Choose your side before the world chooses it for you. This is the age of decentralized power. This is the rise of unstoppable money. This is the era of Bitcoin.